Hello and welcome back to the letter. And right now I'm hoping we are somehow going to find a way to get Zach out, but he gets knocked out for a pretty long time, so there's a good chance us being here is not going to help in saving him. So anyways, right on cue, the moment she says that, you know who arrives. And like the arrogant show-off that he is, he makes sure his arrival is well noticed by everyone within the immediate vicinity. Behind me is Belle Gass. She has no idea how much of trash his previous client is. Now she's going to get a frontline view of it. The guy ignores the front desk even Benjamin tries to greet him. Just blows past him, walks in all high and mighty as if he owns the place. Meanwhile, that creepy butler of his trails behind like a tame dog on a leash. Doesn't help either that the other officers stop whatever it is they're doing and stare. Whether it's our suspiciousness, curiosity, or judging by some of their star-struck looks, you should quit it. Get back to work and stop giving the man the attention he obviously is seeking.
I'm here to report a crime.
Of course, why else would you be here? You're either reporting something or being put behind bars, you imbecile. I'm going to...
Calm down, Ashton. I need to rile myself up, I need to calm down. Not for him, not for myself, but for Zach. It's very difficult holding back when his face looks like it could be used, like it could use a good right hook. Better to just let the chief handle him. Sure enough, he's the first to walk up to him, bearing a smile way too friendly for comfort. Looking at them like this makes me sick to my stomach. Easy to know there's something up underneath the guise of keeping up appearances.
I'll be happy to assist you with that, Mr. Wright. You'll have to issue your statements as victim and witness. We'll have to determine probable cause and properly file a criminal complaint. Of course, you understand.
Oh, I understand, though I don't see why you can't file that thing yourself. The cause is obvious, isn't it? He was breaking into my home in order to pilfer my belongings.
Racist bastard.
Well, we'll still need that police report. The prosecutor will be the one to determine what charges you can legally file against the accused.
Reports and prosecutors. Why should we law-abiding citizens suffer through all that? Thugs like him should be kept off the streets. I mean, it's so obvious who these people are. You can practically spot them.
Asshole. Wait, hold, is this guy for real? Can he hear himself? He's not saying what you think he's saying, I hope.
Come here to our country, take advantage of our wealth and generosity, while we proper Brits work hard and pay our taxes.
I like how Ash is calling him a scumbag. Yeah, in this situation, yeah.
All the while they break our laws and ruin our civilized community. Trash like these should be kept contained. These uneducated...
Now, Mr. Wright. I know you're upset about what happened, but perhaps we should move to my office.
Of course. The sooner we can deal with the petty criminal, the better.
Can't believe the audacity of this guy. Did he really think himself better just because he was born... because he was born
I
rich?
swear they should just ship these peasants back to where they came from. They're all criminals. It can't be helped. It's in their genes.
Despite myself, in spite of every restraint I've placed on me, upon hearing those words, I can't help but open my mouth. Chief's warnings be damned. Oh, okay. Rush him or call him out? I think it'd be best if I just call him out, because I'm pretty sure if I beat his ass, it's gonna be worse for Zach. Given that he's probably dead. But anyways, call him out.
They're all criminals? It's in their genes? Come here and say that to my face, you bastard!
Nothing updated. Okay, that's weird.
Ash, don't.
I realized my mistake only after her whispered plea reached my ears. Isabel's fingers dig deep through the fabric of my jacket as she tries to hold me back. True, I shouldn't have put myself out on the spotlight like that. But this guy, this fucking guy.
Oh, and who is this loud young man?
Glances at me like I'm a flea, a pest. But it's more discussing how fast his expression changes once he spots Isabel behind me. Recognition flashes in his eyes the moment his attention turns to her.
I do recognize little Lily over there, though. Hello, long time no see. Is Pipsqueak your friend?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. He didn't...
Don't apologize to him! He doesn't deserve it. I can't believe you're all just listening to his shit!
You have to calm down, Ash.
Should've kept my mouth shut. Yup.
Frey, stand down!
But I mean, it's either punch his ass or call him out. I don't know if either one would have mattered, but calling him out I think is less of an issue. I don't know.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. Luke, you have to excuse him. He's under a lot of stress. Just got removed from a case, and the man is an acquaintance, you see.
I'm not taking any of my words back because he is an utter bastard. The way he stares at Isabel to what he has done to Zack all reeks of the rot that is Luke fucking right. Even after so many years, nothing's changed. He's still the same slimeball who does everything to get what he
The
wants.
thief is a friend of a cop? Now that is the start of a joke if I've ever heard one. A thief and a cop walk into a bar.
He's not a thief!
And yet we found him trespassing on my property.
For good reasons, you scumbag.
There are eyewitnesses, and his grubby prints are probably all over my pristine walls as he was breaking in.
I mean, the window was open if I remember correctly.
Face the facts, little policeman. You've made the wrong sorts of friends.
He's not a criminal!
And that is the truth, but with the way everyone's looking at me right now, this must have been how Isabel felt when we won't believe her about the letter. Just thought that leaves a bitter taste in my mouth. Here she is, caught in the middle of this fight I've started.
Isabella, tell him! You know Zack. He's not the kind of person who'd do this shit!
Oh, okay. I was like, wait. The text didn't match what you said, but okay.
Ash, we both know that. But yelling at him won't help Zack at all. Please.
Calm yourself, Frey. Unless you want me to throw you in a cell myself.
I understand you're upset that your friend is locked up, but the law is the law. And don't you worry, I won't be pressing charges against you. I don't know what charge, but I'm sure I can think of something if I need to. Do put a leash on your boyfriend, Lily. He might hurt himself. Being that angry can't be that good for his health.
Okay, I see. So if I did rush him, he would have a reason to charge Ash. Okay. Okay, now I see. Now I see what would be the difference, I think. Oop. It's updated. What is it? Huh? Wait. Is she actually gonna do something here? Fist clenched and jaw tight, nearly ready to just sock this guy good and do the promise of a right hook. Frustration about it all must have shown, because only now do I realize that aside from Isabel, other officers have also jumped in to hold me back all this time. Don't even let go of me. Not until I put a good distance away between me and a scumbag. And it's awkward going on from there. Precinct is quiet, though the usual hustle and bustle of activity stayed. Everybody's making a concerted effort to shut their mouth about the whole scene. I wish they made the same effort to keep themselves from staring at me, though. They all want to talk about what just happened. At the same time, they don't want to acknowledge that it did happen and refuse to even make an eye contact with me. Blah, blah, blah. All of it changes in the next second, though it doesn't even register to me until it has already occurred. Before I have the chance to leave, ready to march out of the precinct still angry, all of a sudden Isabel, who had been staying close to me not a second ago, grabs a half-full glass of water off one of the officers' tables and dumps the entirety of its content on Scumbag. And the expressions on her, it's nothing short of seething.
You bloody...
It's been a pleasure doing business with you, sir.
She does it so calm. Afterwards, she slams the drink glass down the table with a loud thud. The whole precinct is still. The sound it creates echoes thickly along the walls, almost deafening. Face of her temper, nobody dares move. But she doesn't give me time to relish the disbelief in Wright's face. She marches towards me soon after, and before he can even say anything, grabs me by the wrist and drags me out of the precinct. Honestly, I've never seen something so satisfying in my life. Might as well be grinning from ear to ear if I weren't feeling so pissed at a lot of things right now. Still would have loved to sock the bastard myself. A few minutes later, finds the two of us sitting in mutual silence inside my car. With the two of us in a mood, thanks to the one specific scumbag, it's better to keep our own opinions to ourselves, unless we lash at each other. Let melt away on its own. How long until then? Can't tell. Zach's still in lockup, and I wasn't able to do a damn thing past getting angry and almost socking the living daylights out of scumbag. Well, I just want to hit something, damn it. I almost envy Isabel for having the guts to throw water at him. But as amazing as it is to watch, she still shouldn't have done that. This is right we're talking about. No matter how much he hits any woman he sees on the street, the moment you piss him off, better watch her back. It might have just been water, but she'll be living in the same city as him. Who knows when they'll meet again. He's just bunked up over at Anselm. Shudder to think how he could easily make her life hell with that. Just a flick of his finger. Doesn't it help that the thought of that alone adds a whole new level of irritation, top of the disappointment, anger, and outrage. In my frustration, I slam a hard fist down the steering wheel. Oddly, it's what finally piques a reaction from her.
You know what? You would have ended up in an even bigger problem if you did hit him.
Which I'm glad we didn't, though.
You threw water at him.
It won't leave a mark, though. He'll live. The only thing I ruined is his expensive suit.
Yep.
Still the same thing.
And you acting like this isn't helping Zach at all.
I mean, it's better than punching him, so yeah, it's better at least. Really, blame is the last thing I want to hear right now, especially with the stunt she pulled. She means well, but anger clouds a lot of things. So I just can't help but sprinkle my own answers with the same heat. I feel like that's probably the safer option.
I know, damn it!
Yeah, okay. So admitting that loud feels like a release in itself. As if a dam has been opened, every pint of frustration spills from my mouth before stopping myself a curse to me.
Seriously, it's one bad thing after another. First I get kicked off my own case, now Zach's in jail, and still no word from Rebecca. To top it all off, there's a ghost, a damn ghost of all bloody things, going after us. Everything's such a clusterfuck. Ow!
Huh? Then I warn, she gives my forehead a hard flick. Oh. Pain is fleeting, but not to stop my tirade. She appears completely unamused when I glance at her. There's no trace of anger in her eyes, though even lacks the sharpness Rebecca has when scolding someone. Hers are softer, but doesn't fail to nail the disappointed mother look. Well, once regret replaces the annoyance.
You don't have to act so pissy all the time, you know?
Well, she's right about that, at least.
Not everything's gonna go your way. That's something you'll have to live with. That's just how it is.
Easy to say, but the moment everything goes south.
Well, that's why we're here, right? It doesn't always have to be just you. You'll miss a lot of things in life, the good things, if you keep thinking like that. If my mama were here,
Oops.
you'd get a scolding.
She throws a quick smile my way, then turns her attention back to the window. Gesture leaves no room for an argument. For some introspection, plenty. The whole thing did serve to help clear my head. Just like that, somehow everything doesn't look too bleak anymore. Isabel has always had that effect on people. Gratitude and apology almost form in my lips. And I think that's Rebecca. Though before the words even fail, my phone rings, effectively cutting through the conversation. Quick glance at the caller ID shows Rebecca's name blinking on the screen. Besides me, Spell stares waiting.
It's Becca. I'll tell her to meet us at Salem Well as soon as she can. Excuse me.
Without another word, I slip out of the car and answer the call. However, the tone she assumes isn't what I'm hoping to hear.
Are you there?
I get a bit out of breath, there's a tinge of urgency in it. Listening to her from my side of the line makes it seem like she's just run a marathon prior to this call.
Becca, where?
I got your message. What happened?
Nothing. Well, Zach's in a bit of a tight spot right now.
Define tight spot in this context, Ash.
I'll tell you about it later. There's nothing we can do about it now. Where are you, by the way?
Home, I had to make a quick visit to the library.
Listen, Ash, about that thing Isabella has been talking about. There's something you guys need to...
Please tell me you didn't... Whatever. Save it for later. We'll meet you there. This is... related to that.
Wait, is Rebella with you?
Yeah, she insisted to come with me.
With a quick press of the button, I switch on the loudspeaker and step closer to the window on Isabella's side. Hold out the phone towards her, giving it 2 shakes, urging her to speak. She's still carrying a curious look on her face. It's already bordering on worried, actually. This should ease that.
Rebecca's asking for you.
Becca? Is she okay? Hey, Becca!
It's weird that the audio is like, I would imagine maybe glitched out. Hey Bella, what's happening over there? Is there something I should be worried about?
Becca, it's Zach! He's...
We'll tell you once we get there. It's not something we should discuss over the phone.
I don't like the sound of that, Ash, but alright. And please hurry.
Gotcha. Give us a few minutes.
She mumbles goodbye and then hangs up. Becca's the last person I need to account for. Yet, that call left something strained in there. Thankfully, we don't have to linger into for too long. Right, back to Salem only takes a matter of minutes. We find her pacing in front of Isabella's room, hands clasped tightly in front of her as she treads the small space offered by the hallway. Second, she looks up, Isabella clings to her. And loading.
I'm so
There.
glad you're okay. Ashton checked on you this morning, but...
He did? I'm sorry. I was in a hurry. I didn't have time to drop by and let you know.
Oh yeah, you were in a definite hurry.
It doesn't matter. What's important is you're here.
I imagine if I didn't get Zach in the situation he's in, I imagine they'd all be here right now, I'd imagine. So I'm not burnt to a crisp or brutally murdered somewhere. Whole, alive. Although she seems a bit shaken, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. At least I can relax, ease the pressure off my shoulders, if only by some. Still the problem with Zach. The minute Isabel pulls away from her, she winces. Small reaction, the younger woman doesn't even catch it. It's a precedence for a careful observation nevertheless. Closer look at her reveals as a much more evil than usual. Hair in a bit of a mess, probably flattened in a hurry. Back of her dress also shows stains of dirt in places it rarely gets into. She's also leaning more on using her left arm as she's right-handed. Perhaps the most telling is the slight limp she has, noticeable once Isabel leads us into her apartment. Ah, so they take that notice because she got hit pretty hard. It all spouts a hat full of questions. What exactly happened and how she ended up in that state? Pretty sure a simple trip to the library won't do that. But she never gives me a chance to bring it up. The second we're seated in the tiny living room, she gets straight to the point and asks about Zach. Typical Rebecca.
All right, no more suspense. What happened to Zachary? And I don't want the two of you to mince words. Tell everything as it is.
They arrested him, Becca.
Arrested? As in the police?
Yep.
Yeah. Ashton just heard about it this morning.
Her eyes quickly zero in on me, and at the rise of her eyebrow in question, I quickly fill her in on what happened. From that moment, I've gotten the news down to the very person at the root of this trouble. her person she's been friendly with from the start. She falters the second I drop Scumbag's name, disbelief all over her features.
Are you sure it's him? This must be a mistake.
Yup, quite sure it's the bastard we saw at the precinct, in all his pompous glory.
Yep.
What was Zachary even doing in the mansion? Breaking and entering? Are you kidding me?
It was all for good reasons.
I know
But
Zachary
they're not
can
gonna
look a
know.
bit intimidating at first glance, but he's not the kind of person who will do those things.
That's exactly what we told the police. But they won't listen. Apparently they caught him in the act.
He wasn't touching anything, I know that for sure. He was looking around and then not too soon, Butler shows up.
Of course they won't. They're up against Wright's smug face, for fuck's sake. He's the one who has the money.
There must be something we can do to help him.
I'm still up for kicking his ass if anyone's asking.
Okay.
Not that. Anything but that.
Oh, come on, you threw water at him. At least let me score.
I like how he wants to get even with Isabel against Luke.
We need something that'll help Zach. If you really want to hurt something, go punch the wall or your face. I'll talk to him.
Meanwhile, all the banter in the room stops and we both turn to her.
Talk to who?
Luke, I'm sure he'll see reason.
She wastes no time ignoring her. Well, I mean, their friendship is at max, so hopefully something can come good out of this. So she wastes no time ignoring her lip. She gathers her things and stands up, ready to leave. I grab her arm before she can walk past, carefully to avoid hurting her, in case there really is an injury. She seems like it at first glance, but you can't be sure until after a careful examination has been made. I suspect some bruising at least, although minor internal fractures aren't out of the equation, have a nasty way of staying hidden. But that possible injury is the least of my problems right now. Not when she's likely planning a march into the Ermengarde Mansion just to talk to the guy. And I have a slew of opinions about the plan. Really think he'll listen? I hope this is the correct one!
Do you really think you'll listen to reason?
Fuck! I can't do anything right with Becca.
We won't know until we try, will we?
I just don't see why she thinks this is a good idea. She was at the party. She saw how the man acted when he put on a damn spotlight that shines on everything negative about him.
Becca, believe me, he's not the kind of person who will.
So there's one thing he'll listen to, it's the only sound of his own
I've
voice.
spoken to the guy, Ash. He can be difficult, but he's not as unreasonable as you think. Did it ever occur to you that maybe, just maybe, this might be some sort of misunderstanding?
I want to restart. We're going with the choices I fuck up with.
He just filed a case against Zach this morning.
Well, I'll make him take it back.
It's not as simple as you think. That man believes what he's doing is right.
What do you want me to do then? Just stand around and wait for some miracle that'll get Zach out of that cell?
No, I want you to leave it to me and let me handle this.
You're not the only one who can do things here, Ash. Quit playing the damn hero, you're not. You should be thankful someone's even trying to help. This is like that bloody letter again. You kept ignoring people's warnings, and now that we're probably in deep shite, you're taking it all on yourself.
Find it weird she's smiling. I'm just saying.
Why can't you be glad that people are trying to help you out?
How? By running blindly into things? All I want is for you to be careful.
I know what I'm getting into, Ashton.
That arm injury and the limp tell a completely different story. Please tell me you did not just do something dangerous today.
Not intentionally.
It was just a trip to the library.
Yes, a trip involving by hitting the floor due to something hitting us.
Besides,
That was Becca.
she caught me off guard. What? Did you think I went looking for her with a book in hand? I'm not stupid, Ash.
But the book did come in handy.
And I'm not just going to stand around while my friend's in jail. I won't let that bloody ghost do whatever she wants to us either.
Well, it's gonna do whatever she wants with Zach.
If you can't accept that, feel free to stay the way you are.
Pauses, anger briefly subsiding, then quietly,
You're lucky no one has died yet.
"Nope, but tomorrow someone will." The one who kept brushing all of this cursed thing off. In fact, you're the one who dismissed Isabel first. Last one feels like a slap in the face, really. Becca has a knack of being brutally honest with her opinions. We've often clashed at times, yet I still respect her for it. Her opinion is as valuable as every other person I've let into my life. This time, she's right. Made a huge mistake. But damn it, I'm trying.
And you didn't? Back at the movie house, you were agreeing with me.
Okay. Becca, Ash, that's enough. Please, it's not his fault. Not anyone's.
Everyone's still safe. Alive. We can still get Zack out. It's not too late.
Oh, no it is.
There's other stuff we should be focusing on.
So please, just stop.
Both of you.
She still should have ran. That woman's not something she can hit with a book. Same thing goes with Wright.
I mean, she hit it actually pretty hard, and it actually reacted. So I'm saying, you can't hit the ghost with a book.
Believe me, Ashton, I did. Then a bloody cart came out of nowhere. Do you have any idea how painful being hit with one is?
I imagine it is extremely painful.
But you know what? If it weren't for a damn book, you wouldn't be yelling at me right now. I would be dead.
Ooh, that's update. Okay, I see that. Being glitched out right now. So pages. Pages. Oh, okay. Operating science descends into the room. Instantly, both our anger been tempered as the gravity of that one word hits the three of us. Dead. Another close call. Another would have. Another one we've narrowly avoided. How long can we keep this up? We're about to break at one point. No normal human being with sane mind can last like this. It's a miracle Isabel hasn't cracked yet. After all, she was the one who found that letter. Expected her to cave in by now, yet her voice, calm and composed in the face of this, is what cuts the thick air.
I'll go get a cold compress for that arm. You guys take a seat first. Ashton and I, we have a lot of things to talk about. But no more fighting, okay?
If one of you starts another round of it, I'm going to drag the two of you out by your ears.
Who's the mother now? That marks the end of it. At least for the time being. As soon as Isabel returns and hands Rebecca the cold compress, she promised, gets straight down to business. Surprisingly easy considering the frigid air in the room. Although there's some tense fumbling for words at first, the whole conversation gains steam once what we found last night at BRC has been put on the table. Once everything we've brushed off, carelessly ignored, and rudely dismissed have been laid out for close scrutiny. Our own encounters with the one, Rebecca's close bruises, death, and every time she appears. The dread, the fear, the terror she brings out even in the bravest of us, everything. Because no matter how bleak this all seems, there must still be a way out of this. There has to be a logic. This has to be. Logic be damned. Or at least, that's what Isabel and I would like to believe. And it's night. Yet even as the cold morning light shifts to warming hues of late afternoon and eventually night, none of this still makes a fucking damn sense. Darkness has fallen, but we're still nowhere near figuring things out. If anything, we're more at a loss than we've ever been before we even started this. Next thing I know, frustration rears its ugly head. Sheets of paper I've been holding smacks the table harder than I've intended. The sound of it echoes loudly in the small room and everyone simply falls silent. Along with it is a release of another long-held breath. Perhaps the 100th since this morning.
We aren't getting anywhere at this rate.
Don't just drop it. There must be something in this we aren't seeing yet.
Ash, please. Zack wouldn't want us to give up on this.
It's an odd thing to hear from her. Very words I've been telling myself every single time I find myself facing a dead end. Use a little of the optimism right now, I guess. Too bad Z-Man's better at it than me.
I know, but what are we supposed to be looking at here in the first place?
Well, we already looked through those files. You're the one that picked them out last night, right?
All of them? I'm pretty sure every person we've checked in there isn't necessarily involved. One client possibly died of old age. Remember, you found that dumb paper right before the open house. No one was allowed inside that place for a time that day. It's too broad of a scope if we include every single person. In fact, the only notable ones are C and Jean Marie.
Like, why are they that important, though? If we're going to include them in the in the count, shouldn't there have been more than enough people to end this fucking curse already? How does this thing even work?
Yeah, okay. They went in and out of this place. But no, you still don't get it. What I'm trying to say about those clients is...
Maybe there's something more to this.
I imagine Zach had something, or might have had something later.
What do you mean?
Becca makes a vague gesture at the paper she brought, and crosses her arm and leans back on her seat to glare at it. The way she's staring at it, you'll think she wants to set the entire stack on fire.
Apparently, there was some stuff that people haven't been telling us.
You mean our own teachers have been lying to us all this time?
Or probably just didn't know either.
Hey, now don't blame us. Blame the bloody books they wrote.
Finally, Isabella reaches for one of the papers Rebecca has brought with her, and carefully inspects the words printed on the page. A copy of an old newsprint from even before the city has been founded. Her eyes narrow with each line it passes, but lingers at the illustration of the noblewoman's servant.
Why do they have to keep this in the restricted section?
Becca merely shrugs at her inquiry, but her own annoyance seeps through her answer.
How should I know? I wasn't even aware we have archives that go as far back as this. This is before the city was even founded. As a matter of fact, if it weren't for Andrew's help, I wouldn't have gotten my hands on any of it. Maybe they didn't think it would be important to talk about it. After all, this is more Anselm's than ours.
That or some old bugger's hiding something.
Why else would these tell a completely different story? And like I said, I have a feeling if we had Zach here, he would have added on to that part. Because I'm pretty sure he found something related to this. So revising what's Ren seems a useless endeavor on its own. We have nothing to gain from it. Thanks to those, we're also missing a lot of things here. There's still a gap. A huge one. With the information we currently have right now, it still feels like there's something we're overlooking. We have to go on with this as the mansion, the letter, all the stuff selfish people have been keeping from the public. But what else? At present, everything seems to point to where it's all started. Ermengarde Mansion. Bring the letter back to there, fix everything? Fuck. How do I... The mansion is private property now. I can't just waltz in there. I'd rather die before I even think of begging Wright to let me in and investigate the place. After what he did to Zach, not gonna happen. My dead body. Things very clear after these last 2 days, however. Not safe anywhere. I have to act fast if I want to keep my friend alive. Can't keep running away. Sooner or later, she'll get us. Damn it, I hope Zach's safe where they're keeping him. There are guards stationed at the holding cells 24/7. You can't be sure. This is a ghost we're up against. Before anything happens, I have to put an end to this. Stand up, stretched at the kings of my back after several hours of sitting. I've been at this for too long. Break is needed. Time to let everything sink in or else we'll all burn out. No, I will, and it's another thing I cannot let happen when they're all counting on me, like this. Albeit unspoken, it's in their eyes as they look up at me, waiting. Been at this morning. Should take a break for a few. No! No! The rest of it nerves makes it out of my mouth. Something heavy and grating sounds from the far end of the room. Oh shit! I gotta end the video here though. So, if you guys enjoyed it, not the weird creepiness right now, don't the video, maybe hit the like button. If you want to see what the hell's gonna happen next or anything I do, go with the subscribe button to be notified. If you got anything to say, say some comments below. And yeah, I'll see you guys next video. Comrades?